And away we go. Overlay, there you go. Going into the first game of the next best of 3 here, guys, we have GiX playing for Team VT and YuRi playing for Team Insanity. Going back to Shakura's Plateau. For the first game here, GiX is getting the green Zerg spawning in the northwestern position here, and all the way across the map we have our pink Terran, YuRi, playing for Team Insanity in the southeast, of course. So we're going to get cross positions. Another ZVT, yay! I personally like ZVTs. This time the roles are reversed. The Zerg player is GiX for Team VT. Of course, YuRi, you can see here, spawning for Team Insanity. Welcome, everybody. This is Iced from L2SC TV. Please check us out at L2SC.net and L2SC.tv. All the VODs, everything for this will be on here. This is, of course, the CEVO Clan League, guys. CEVO Clan Match League. These are the playoffs. We are going into basically the we're pushing into the semifinals here. This is a lower bracket game. Basically a lower bracket elimination. Both teams have lost, unfortunately. VT losing to Team RS in the last round, and Insanity losing to Team Evil Geniuses, EG, of course, in the prior round to that. So both teams just trying to work their way back. Evil Geniuses was actually upset, in my opinion, by Team RS in an ace match here. Just to explain the formatting just a little bit more, guys, as YuRi is actually setting up a fast expand, hopefully pretty shortly here. I guess he's just working on his dronage. How this works basically is each team is assigned home and away, similar to hockey or anything like that. And what happens is the home captain will pick the matchups from the players on each team. So each team puts forwards 2 players. The home team will be able to pick the matchups, and then each matchup will play a best of 3. It takes 3 wins from your best of 3s to win the side. If it ties off 2-2, we go into an ace match where both captains will select a player and play a best of 3 ace match. And that's it. So VT, so far, we've seen 1 win ahead. I believe Spades has 1 as well. So if GiX can win this, they do close the door on Insanity, regardless of what the 4th match goes on for. So we'll keep an eye on this one, as this is pretty much Insanity's best chance here. YuRi right now, we know there is another game going on, but right now VT has played so well. So YuRi with a very solid 2 racks. No expand, though. I'd expect actually an expansion, but he's going to go put pressure on the Zerg player, as the drone scout does scout out the SCV, joining the front with 2 Marines. So the 2 racks is going to apply some pressure. No gas for YuRi, so very, very far distance here to 2 racks. I don't like this too much, because you can see how far the Marines have to go. YuRi has not even scouted his opponent. He knows that he has to be on one side of the map here, but he has not even scouted out. So blind 2 racks right now. GiX is going to get a spine crawler set up. Very good idea. And YuRi's going to have a big problem here, as Insanity does definitely need to win this. He is going to pull the Marines back across the field. SCV does scout out. The expansion is complete for GiX, and spine crawler going down at the front. YuRi is going to retreat, of course. That is not something you want to push into. A handful of Zerglings and a spine crawler can take out even the smartest Jim Raynor Marines. YuRi instead is going to throw down his expansion and a bunker outside his natural, so the very good response for him. He has a very good wall here. You can see the 2 racks lending to the wall. Very Baneling suppressant, as the racks take most of the damage. Banelings have a very, very small way to go to try to get to this depot. It's very narrow and can be repaired from all sides here, as you can see. So very, very good placement here for a wall. And YuRi's going to take up a defensive posture. Then both players actually going to take the opportunity to macro up here. Way more drones being added for GiX. You can see he's got 3 in production already. 26 drones out on the map with a very, very hefty mineral count coming in right now. GiX doing a great job at keeping a Zergling here at the front of YuRi's base as well. Just making sure that no surprises happen. Ooh, racks being relocated to the low ground. Very good. You can just move the wall when you want to. Factory going down for YuRi. Double gas out for YuRi. So he's got a little bit of a gas lead right now on GiX. Checking the resource count. GiX has just restarted building his resources. SCV gets poked to death here by the spine crawler. So only 1 gas for GiX right now. He's going to be a little bit behind tech-wise. as YuRi's doing a good job of keeping up his gas consumption or production right now. Roach Warren, though, for GiX coming out, so he may be trying to just 2-base bust him here with Roaches. I don't see Layer Tech just yet. Only one gas, or there's the second gas, but only one gas going into the 7-minute mark means that he's going to be very, very light gas-wise. There's the Layer Tech started, so Roach Warren's just kind of to hold mid-game. Third gas for GiX coming up right now. Very good idea. Make sure you do get that gas out. You do need that, of course, to push strongly into the mid-game. As that's where we're going to be heading here. Very, very big map, Shakuras Plateau. Lots of rounds to cover, and I hear something getting attacked. There's an Overlord Scout. Oh, interesting. This was producing a reactor, I believe. YuRi cancels the reactor, begins to produce a Hellion, and it throws down an armory, so he's going to try to get onto possibly quick Thors here. He does have the 3 racks with Tech Lab on each of them. This is Double Factory, sorry. So Double Factory was scouted. Blue Flame coming out. I'm guessing Thors are the next response here. Third base taken by GiX, as he does know Double Factory means slower production. Roaches are a great response here to the Double Factory. Knowing that is definitely an advancement for GiX. Very good time to sacrifice an Overlord. We'll see what exactly he saw. Yeah, he saw it perfectly, so is fully aware of that. Very good Overlord sacrifice there. That kind of information is so critical. As you can see, Spire, Baneling Nest coming out for GiX. I think GiX is expecting a Tank Marine. I don't know if he's going to be too ready for Hellions, but Mutalisk will be very useful against that. 4th rack's coming out for YuRi right now. Reactor being added. Viking, obviously enabling Viking Medivacs. More attacking going on. Killing a Zergling at the front there. Bunker getting salvaged to open up the base there. Blue Flame is done. 4 Hellions going to shoot across the map for YuRi. This is not going to get too far with the Roaches out, but he will be able to clean up a few Zerglings. Zerglings do scout it, so obviously GiX is going to be fully aware of this. You can see a Thor was put into production for YuRi, so very solid play for YuRi. He's going to be following up the Hellion Harass with a heavy Thor build. Hopefully catch the Mutalisk build off the pace, as there are the Roaches denying the Hellions. They are not going to be able to bust Roaches at any time here. Hellion's going to scoot around, see the third base from GiX. That sucks. Means that he's going to have to continue to defend the midfield here. YuRi's going to just park on the high ground. Roach is not really giving chase. Obviously those Hellions can be slowed down. YuRi's going to continue to produce here. You can see more SCVs coming out. No more drones right now for GiX in production right now. So just Mutalisk, just Queens. And yeah, this is pretty much it. YuRi does lose a few Hellions. Trying to split from these Roaches. Ouch. Roaches are just godly, obviously. You can see the Hellions not able to find their way out. Closes the door. Now it's just a shooting gallery here for these Roaches and that poor Zergling. GiX just gonna, or sorry, YuRi just continuing to micro those Hellions around. Take up some time. Lots of Overlords out for GiX. Pretty standard, as you do need Overlords to produce army. 5th and 6th gas for GiX. He's going to be able to get his Mutalisk numbers up extremely high with that much gas. Only 1 Mutalisk out right now, 1 more Mutalisk in production, and Baneling's coming out. No more Mutalisk. 2 Thors joining the front of YuRi. Very good Thor timing. Will greatly assist with the Mutalisk, as you can imagine. Upgrades started for YuRi. No upgrades from GiX, from what I can tell. Let me just check these guys real quick. Nope, nothing. No upgrades yet for GiX, so a little bit of an upgrade advantage here for YuRi. Those Thors are going to be instrumental here in holding his bases. These Mutalisk are now going to begin to look for pushing, or this kind of expansion command center going to be harassing here YuRi. YuRi does have the missile turrets up, so very solid, very beefy army with these Thors out. Mutalisk able to find a sweet spot just behind the gas here. Going to force the Thors back from YuRi and tip the hand of Thors. More Roaches coming out for GiX here. Very solid. That's a very good response. The Mutalisk are quite balled up here, and Thors do amazing damage when those Mutalisk are in bunches. So GiX is going to have to be very careful, keep his Mutalisk numbers under control. YuRi, instead of taking that third base here along the northern tech expansion path, is going to throw down into the middle here. It's a little more exposed. Mules coming down, a few missing, I think. There they go. More turrets coming down, and the 4th base for GiX going down we can see here. So just getting both players getting into a really set macro position, checking the resource unit count. Huge food advantage right now for our Zerg opponent, our Zerg player, not opponent. We're not playing against them. 50 food advantage right now for GiX, so very, very good. YuRi just very minimal defenses here, but the siege tank is going to deny a little bit of scouting from GiX. Very good positioning, holding this off. Planetary Fortress is broken. This base will not be taken down with this many turrets and that Planetary Fortress. So GiX is going to try to get back onto rebuilding. 60 food lead right now for the Zerg player. And checking the workers, 81 drones. Holy shit. So he doesn't actually have a worker. He doesn't have actually an army lead. He's got a worker lead here. 81 drones on the map for our Zerg opponent. He can only produce 120 food worth of armies. So not really a 200 army exactly, but wow, that's quite a bit. As both players setting up now. Zergling Roach is going to clean out the northern rocks here at GiX's base. And Mutalisk just still poking around the outside, not able to push in yet. YuRi, though, is going to hopscotch across the middle, using a scan, I believe, to take out these... Nope, creep tumors were just laid by the queens there, so very good use of killing those creep tumors. Mutalisk are going to push back in here, a little bit of lag as GiX parks on the outside. One Mutalisk falls to the turret outside, and the Terran ball continues to advance, doing a great job of leapfrogging those siege tanks. Here they come. Roach is busting in here. Siege tanks under heavy fire from the Mutalisk. The Thor is trying to target. One Thor does go down very quickly to the Roach numbers. Siege tanks are broken, and it looks like there's a lot of Roach left. Checking the food count, 60 food still. YuRi going to lose that Thor, not picking it up, unfortunately, and that's going to cost the Terran his entire pushing force. He's just reinforcing right now at his natural, but that does open up the 3rd base. 5th base started by GiX, almost complete here in the middle, so he's doing a great job of pushing, surging forward here as the Roaches just parked outside YuRi's base. Not going to try to push up with the siege tank. Roaches are just going to burrow to regenerate their health, and you can see +2 vehicle weapons coming out, and plus 1 armor for, so the infantry is 1-1, just evened out. Corruptors and Mutalisk have +1. Roaches are 1-0. They're going to be 1-1 very, very shortly. Baneling's getting +1 as +1-1 as well. So upgrades not too far for the 17.5 minute mark here, but YuRi, oh, GiX not able to surprise. I would have stayed in the ground there. Truthfully, myself, I would have waited until he did kind of hopscotch those tanks over, but don't want to lose those Roaches. They are going to burrow to regenerate again. Look how fast he heals. Look at that. Once in the ground, so very strong. If you can bust up that Roach armor, get it up into a good position. Going to clear out the rocks. Very good idea to clear out these rocks. Gives you that secondary access to this 3rd base of the Terran. Command center going down for YuRi on this 2nd natural there outside. He's going to try to push that ahead as he's pushing into the middle. No Thors this time. Vikings instead. I don't think that's the best as Guardians are coming up right now. Guardians, of course. Sorry, Broodlords. They look like Guardians. Bastards. There's 4 Broodlords out right now, just finishing. Vikings are very, very strong against these Broodlords, but only 2 Vikings out right now. The Mutalisk are going to need to focus fire down the Vikings. Roaches and Banelings just going to pile in here. 1 Viking goes down, 2nd Viking goes down, and that's probably going to be a good game here as YuRi has lost all of his force. Zerg has taken the control of the map once again, and YuRi is forced back with just a tank on the map. Units lost is definitely in the favor of YuRi, but the Zerg's macro game is just way too strong. Pelting at the Planetary Fortress with the Broodlords now. Very, very good. This Planetary Fortress is going to have 1,000 kills here. Legendary Fortress. As no repair on it. There it goes. So just going to force this Planetary just to continue to open fire here. One of the Vespene Geysers goes down. Broodlord's coming to reinforce. Ooh, there are the Vikings. No Mutalisk movement yet. There they come. Mutalisk numbers very, very short. I'm guessing more Mutalisk being added right now. You can see the Ultralisk armor is underway. That means the Ultralisk are coming very shortly. Roach is moving in to bust this here. Baneling's coming around to get those SCVs. They are going to get all the SCVs. Planetary Fortress does fall. And that's probably going to be it. YuRi's got to get some really solid defense. Even with tanks, he's not going to be able to stop these Broodlords. Only one Broodlord left, actually, but there are Ultralisks coming out here pretty shortly. Double macro hatchery for GiX thrown down as well. No rally points on those, though. There they are. So hopefully when he scans back over his base, he does see that. There was a bit of a drop or something done here in GiX's base from the Terran, but not really pushing in at all. As, yeah, it's going to be very, very tough. GiX is really holding on here. He's pushing into YuRi's base. YuRi has only the tanks on the high ground again. And the roaches aren't going to be able to bust into that just yet, but as the roach numbers swell, more Zerglings coming out. 6th base taken for GiX. He has 1, 2, I'm going to count off the hatcheries real quick, because this is actually a lot of unit producing structures, even for a Zerg. And that's 8, 2, 4, 6, 8 hatcheries right now for the Zerg. So he's able to reinforce basically at the drop of a hat. You can see GiX is very gas starved right now, but 4,000 minerals means he's going to be able to produce 18 Zerglings anytime he wants. Good game from YuRi as he knows the third base does get taken down. And we're going to see if we're going to get a third game coming up, or second game coming up, as I think VT has won the set. But we'll be right back, guys. Stay tuned.